it's the scale of it is really staggering. I think that's one of the things that has really shocked people. It's amazing it didn't make more front pages. Someone else pointed this out. I mean, I know we're in the middle of the Tory leadership race, but as we've just spoken about, it hasn't exactly been a battle of the wits of the highest level so far, has it? It hasn't grabbed the attention of the country, but something like this, when originally this investigation was started, because the Sunday Mirror had an investigation in the newspaper in 2018, and at that point they came up with this 1,000 figure. And obviously it was very shocking. But even at the time, the authorities and the police were saying this was sensationalist. The quote was they'd made this up on the back of a fag packet. Now this report has come out. They've said that those numbers are basically probably quite accurate. So from the 1980s onwards, essentially, 1,000 girls, roughly speaking, affected by all of this. There was even points in the report which talk about it's becoming generational. Yeah. Becoming so sort of normalised, so not dealt with. And the details, even though they are strikingly similar to what happened in Rotherham and Oxford and all these other places, Huddersfield that we've talked about previously, again, the horror of them, I don't think, and the sort of moral depravity of the situation is impossible to ignore. The discussions around essentially teachers, the police, senior members in the council being aware of this for many, many years, but being fearful of tackling it because of the fact that this grooming gang, as in so many other cases, predominantly Pakistani Muslim men. They didn't want to be labelled racist. They didn't want to inflame community tensions. At one point in the report, it says that they feared a race riot would break out if they tried to tackle this particular issue. And as you say as well, a tendency essentially towards victim blaming. The point in the report, they talk about how the authorities treated the children as common prostitutes. Some of them were actually arrested and charged and fined and things for their crime, which is shocking as their abusers walking free. So at this point, it is one in a long list of these scandals to stick on top of the pile. But I think this one's really got to hammer home the shocking dereliction of duty and essentially that really messed up place that political correctness has got us into, which is it's essentially, in the minds of all of these people in these local authorities, it's essentially better to turn a blind eye to the rape of children than it is to risk being called racist.